Good nerve Shabbos, everyone. We come to Parshiyos, Tazria Metzora. And we always say on Sukkot, I try to put in at least one of my drashas, the idea, the concept that we have no nevuah. In this day and age, there's no nevuah. Kadosh Baruch Hu does not communicate directly with us, but there are some areas where we see communication from Hashem. And one of those areas is in the mitzvah of Sukkah. We always discuss a Gemara of Tazria, where Kadosh Baruch Hu makes it very hot for the Goyim, and to see if they're going to stay in their sukkahs. He gives them a mitzvah to see if they're going to keep it, and he sends them out. And the Shulchan Aruch says that when a person, for example, if it rains on sukkahs, it's Hashem telling us, I don't want your avodah. And Hashem is seeing, how are we going to walk out of the sukkah? Are we going to kick the sukkah, like the Goyim kicked the sukkah? Are we going to walk out b'pachei nefesh, disappointed that a Kadosh Baruch Hu is not happy with our mitzvahs? But you see that when it comes to the mitzvah of Sukkah, Hashem still communicates with Klal Yisrael even after the Tekufa of Nevuah, even after that time when we had prophecy. We find in this week's parsha as well, a Kadosh Baruch Hu communicates with Klal Yisrael. As we quoted already at the Lampert Bris, Akiva Yosef, Lampert's Bris, we quoted the Sefornoi, that points out, the Ramban says the same thing, that there is no such thing, al pi derech hateva, of tzaras, in clothing, in a house. It doesn't happen. The whole idea, the whole concept of tzaras in begadim and in one's house is b'chemlas Hashem. It's actually a toiva. It's a wonderful matana that a Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us, that Hashem is guiding us. If a person does the wrong thing, Hashem sends it, the Sforno writes, to his clothing, and then Hashem sends it to his house. If he still doesn't listen, it goes to his body. Idea being that Hashem is telling us, Rabbi Yid, you better be mishaper your meisim. You better make yourself better. So we see it as a negative thing. Oy vey, this person has tzaras. His house has tzaras. His clothing has tzaras. In reality, it's a good thing. In reality, it's a Kadosh Baruch Hu b'chemlas Hashem. Hashem being choymel on us, having rachmanas on us, and communicating with us. So we see that tzaras is another area. It's a good trivia question. Where do we find that Hashem communicates with Klal Yisrael even after the period of prophecy? So we see that when it comes to tzaras, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is communicating with us. The Seforno ends this piece. It's the last shtickle in Parshas Tazria. The Seforno ends by saying, and when the generations were not worthy of this level they were not on the level, and they weren't worthy of the communication, ein zichroin l'rishonim. Shenimtzu la'olam. Shenimtzu la'olam nigei batim. So there was no longer tzaras. Tzaras is it's a schus, right? Tzaras is a reward. It's a prize. That if the Yid acts properly, if the Yidden more act properly, they're on the generations on that level, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives them the schus of communicating to them through giving them the machla of tzaras. Some say in Sanhedrin, some say that tzaras never happened. It's grouped in those mitzvah yernedachas and Saramira, the things that never happened. But Lamaisa says the Sfornoi, it seems to be saying that he passing that it did happen, but only when the Yidden are on a high level do they have that communication. That's what the Sfornoi says. The Eish Kodesh was the Pizetzner Rebbe, Shem Yikom Damai, has a piece on this, on Nigei Batim in Parshas Metzora, and he writes as follows. He writes that, he quotes the Rashi, Kisavar Eretz Canaan, when the pasuk tells us when we come into Eretz Yisrael, I'm going to put a negat tzaras, I'm going to put the machal of tzaras on the houses that you come into. Upirish Rashi says, it's a good tiding for you, because the previous nations who lived there, when they saw they were being thrown out, they saw the war was coming, what they do? They hid all their precious jewels. They hid them in the house. So, and the tzaras comes, and the person then takes his hammer, is to bang out the stones, remove the stones, and lo and behold, he finds a treasure worth millions and millions of dollars. So it's a toiva to uncover the matmoinim, the hidden secrets and treasures that the previous nation left in the war. So frek the Piazetzner, frek the Eish Kodesh, I understand. So then, once you see the tzaras in the house, why must you take everything out of the house and close the door and leave it for 7 days, and then come back and pronounce the house Tameh, what's the reason for the Tumah? HaKadosh Baruch Hu should just make an arrow saying treasure here, you find the treasure here, and that's enough. Once I see this terrace in the house, a terrace in that wall, that's telling me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling me, there's a matma in there, there's a treasure there. So why do I have to have a time of the house for 7, why do I have to be out of the house for 7 days and be in the time of the house? That's the arrow indicating where the treasure is, and go and take it. Zok the Piyazetzner. We don't understand the Torah. We don't understand what a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the ideas and the benefits necessarily of the Torah and mitzvahs. We do believe that whatever Hashem does to us, even if Hashem is Malka, even if He's punishing us, it's written in the times of the Holocaust, Hakol Toivi, everything's for the good, says the Piyazetzner. When we see now that it's not just with Yisuri HaGuf, it's not just the physical maladies that a Kadosh Baruch Hu is afflicting us, it's also with things that Chas v'Shalom are marchik us from Him. Hashem is hitting us with things that distance us from Him. What are the examples of the Heilige Eish Kodesh? Ein cheder l'tashbar v'lo yeshiva. There is no cheder, there's no Talmud Torah for the little children. All the chadarim are closed. Loi beis hamedrash lis pala b'tzibur. And there's no shul, there's no beis medrash that we can daven together b'tzibur. V'loi mikveh, and there are no mikvahs, uchadoyme. As Chas v'Shalom says the Piyazetz, there could be a person who's going to think, is this for my benefit? Is HaKadosh Baruch Hu sending this for my benefit? I don't know. Because if Hashem is trying to give me a patch to bring me closer, why is He closing the yeshivas? And why is He closing the Batei Medrash? And why is He closing the mikvahs? That's pushing me away. So it might creep into the Yid's mind to think that maybe it's not HaKadosh Baruch Hu pushing me away for me to come closer. Bittul Torah and Tefillah, Zok the Piyazetz, there is Chas v'Shalom Kimat Kol HaTorah. Without Talmud Torah, without our Torah institutions, without our shuls, that's Kimat, the entire Torah is not going to be there. Is this not Yisurin of HaKadosh Baruch Hu throwing us away? Chas v'Shalom. Therefore, says the Piyazetz, that we see in the Torah, that you want the treasure, but in order to get the treasure hid in the walls, Hashem does a shlichus the Toiva, and we have 7 days of Tumah, and the house is Tameh, and then we find the Matmoin. Often the case is HaKadosh Baruch Hu first does something that pushes us away. It seems the Yisurin are pushing us in the other direction, but really it's bringing us closer to the treasure. That's the lesson behind why is the Tumah there first. Why can't Hashem just give us an arrow pointing to the treasure? Zok the Piyazetzner. That it's b'shlichus Hashem l'toivel Yisrael mitchilat tmei shiva yomim v'achar kach nizgal hamatmoin. The way it works is first you're tummy for 7 days, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu uncovers the hidden treasure. Therefore, lachein tzarich ish l'merak keneged nearly. A person can only say, the kohen can only say kit neged nearly. It appears as if there is a neged saras. Because the Talmud Chacham knows, you can only say kenega, because we don't know what's good and what's bad. We don't know what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is sending us. So we have the same thing, not the same thing, but we have a similar concept that we think. HaKadosh Baruch Hu shut down the yeshivas, He shut down the shuls, and He shut down the Talmud Torah. But Lamaisa, it's all for our best. And we see that through Negoim, through the Parsha of Tzaras, HaKadosh Baruch Hu still communicates to the Yid. The Yid is not supposed to write it off to Derech Mikre. The person got sick, it's nothing, it's garnished. It's Hashem talking to us. We have to hear the message Hashem is trying to say, and all be zoiche to incorporate that message and be mesakin whatever we need to be mesakin. Wishing everyone a good Shabbos and a good Chodesh.